may be reading or reciting out loud, and for example, were family members, FMs, and family friends. And the man individual said prolongation, of course, about 0% prolongation, confusion here. For throughout history, about 0%, very little if any prolongation confusion, about 0%, scared, about 0% prolonged, scared, or confused, or like, what the heck's going on? About 0% of that, very little if any, prolonged long duration instead, prolonged long duration clarity, clearness, clarity and clearness, and understanding, prolonged long duration understanding and clearness, and for example, and a very, very important resource, money, currency, supplies, resource, and for example, the absence of extreme prolonged long duration confusion, about 0%, of that. Scared or frightened, about 0% of that prolonged long duration, frightened, or scared. And very important resources in time management, very important foods, drinks, and resources, websites and blogs and resources, and these are necessary, but not by many of us, about that and not about that. And very important resource monies are needed by that individual person, that person needs this or that, and they need these or that. And very important energy workers, research workers, intelligentsia, for example, energy workers, research workers, intelligentsia, and neither are necessary by him, her, them, many of us, very few of us, them, us, we, them, us, him, her, them, medicine, supplies, materials, and resources, for example. We need words, sayings, and phrases, food and drinks, and time management, resource management, and time management, very important. Time management, resource management, and freeborn and free will here. Extrapolation, generalization, inference, and the absence of prolonged duration, frightened, the absence of prolonged duration, scared, and the absence of prolonged duration, confusion. And instead, oftentimes, prolonged duration, clarity, and clearness, and understanding. Very excellent, fine, and good about 100% of the time. Very excellent, fine, and good about 100% of the time. And we're family members, FMs, and family friends. We have our organizations, groups, militaries, government sections, ethnicities, races, and species, for example. We have our organizations, groups, militaries, government sections, species, for example, our biometrics, our DNA, genetics, genotypes, biometrics, phrenology, anthropology, and our fellow members and citizens, our family members, friends. We're excellent, fine, and good about 100% of the time. Very excellent, fine, and good about 100% of the time. Very appropriate and safe and sound about 100% of the time. Very appropriate and safe and sound about 100% of the time. And we're family members, FMs, and family and friends, for example.